Hello, folks. Life as we know it is about to come to an end when the idiot felon takes possession of the White House. As I have said in previous videos, a vote for the idiot felon is a stupid vote, and there's so many stupid votes that were cast for the felon. And a vote for him is a nail in the coffin of the country. In this video, you will see the straightforward truth about the consequences of so many stupid people voting for a lying, cheating felon that only wants to be a dictator. Some of you think it will not affect you, but it very well may.
Welcome to the fight, Warrior. I appreciate you being here. One of the things that has been all the hand-wringing, excuses, and trying to find a reason, and the finger-pointing that's taken place after the election, after Kamala Harris's loss on Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning. A lot of people are asking themselves and confused and perplexed about how white people ruined it for everybody. My shitty generation, Generation X, ruined it for everybody. But also, some blame does need to fall at the feet of the larger percentage of black males and the unwieldy percentage of Latino males who voted for Donald Trump, who are thinking, it's going to be somebody else who gets hurt. If I was a Trump voter, he's going to take care of me.
Stupid.
We witnessed this in 2016 when Donald Trump's immigration policies and the deportations that took place. Trump voters, that their families were affected. Their family members. I remember specifically a case, I don't remember where the state, I believe it was Texas, a woman who voted for Donald Trump and then her husband was deported back to Mexico. And she's like, oh, what? I didn't think it would be me. I didn't think I would be hurt. It's not always going to be immigration that the pain comes in the way of. The economy is going to be absolutely devastated if Donald Trump follows through with his tariff plan. Unemployment is going to... Remember this. Remember where the numbers are right now. Unemployment, inflation. Keep it booked.
Right, and to that point, below this video in my comment section, you will see a link that tells exactly what the unemployment and inflation rate are as of November 7th, 2024. Compare those numbers to what we have 4 years from now. I promise you, what we have 4 years from now will be much worse because of the idiot felon. He's stupid. I mean, you raise tariffs on shirts on articles to China, then China's just going to turn around. They're not going to absorb the cost. They're going to turn around. They're going to raise their prices to the people who are buying their stuff, which is the end consumer inside the United States. So dumbass is causing prices to go up on us.
Put it somewhere on your browser. Write it down and put it in your notes app on your phone. Because when Donald Trump takes office, it's game over. I mean, I laugh because it's so just, it's either that or cry. Donald Trump is a stupid person. His main focus to get back into office was to extricate himself from judicial problems. It wasn't the economy. He doesn't give a shit about you. He doesn't give a shit about your job. He doesn't give a shit about the betterment of your life or your family's life. There's a lot of people who are going to be harmed. People who voted for Donald Trump. I've got a slew of dipshits I went to high school with who won't make six figures in the next 2 years, who act like their financial situation is going to be so much greatly improved. Elon Musk's financial situation is going to be greatly improved. Not some hillbilly from northern Idaho. You will bear the brunt of the tax cuts that are to come for the wealthy, for the upper middle class and above. I'm going to read a little bit from this Atlantic piece from Tom Nichols, the title of which is Trump Voters Got What They Wanted. Those who expect that Donald Trump will hurt others and not them are likely to be unpleasantly surprised.
And they are stupid.
And so it came, this, by the way, I'm only going to read 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe five paragraphs or so from this much longer piece. I'll link it below. I would suggest you read it. I would suggest you consume as much. The fact that you're here means that you do have a stomach for this stuff and you're emotionally available to it. So consume as much as you can to inform yourself about how we move forward and the fight that is ahead of us. Here it is. And so it came to pass last night, a gaggle of millionaires and billionaires grinned and applauded for Trump. They were part of an alliance with the very people another Trump term would hurt: the young, minorities, and working families among them. Trump, as he has shown repeatedly over the years, couldn't care less about any of these groups. He ran for office to seize control of the apparatus of government and to evade judicial accountability for his previous actions as president. Once he is safe, he will embark on the other project he seems to truly care about: the destruction of the rule of law and any other impediments to enlarging his power. Last, and this is a person, not some indication of time, last is Jonathan Last, the editor of The Bulwark, worries that we might now be in a transition to authoritarianism of the kind Russia went through in the 1990s. But I, Tom Nichols, I visited Russia often in those days, and much of the Russian democratic implosion was driven by genuinely brutal economic conditions and the rapid collapse of basic public services. Americans have done this to themselves during a time of peace, prosperity, and astonishingly high living standards. An affluent society that thinks it is living in a hellscape is ripe for gulling by dictators who are willing to play along with such delusions. The bright spot in all this is that Trump, and I don't find this to be a bright spot, I think that was an odd choice of words from Tom Nichols, but we'll deal with the column as written. The bright spot in all this is that Trump and his coterie must now govern. The last time around, Trump was surrounded by a small group of moderately competent people, and these adults basically put baby bumpers and pool noodles on all the sharp edges of government. This time, Trump will rule with greater power but fewer excuses, and he and his voters will have to own the messes and outrages he is already planning to create. Those voters expect that Trump will hurt others and not them. They will likely be unpleasantly surprised.
I would like to underscore what he said. He said he and his voters being the people, the stupid people who cast a stupid vote for the idiot felon and put a nail into the coffin of the country. You have to be accountable for your actions, like it or not.
Much as they were in Trump's first term. He was, after all, voted out of office for a reason. For the moment, some number of them have memory hold that experience and are pretending that his vicious attacks on other Americans are just so much hot air. Trump, final paragraph here, Trump, unfortunately, means most of what he says. In this election, he has triggered the unfocused ire and unfounded grievances of millions of voters. Soon we will learn whether he can still trigger their decency, if there is any to be found. That's another thing I wholeheartedly disagree with. Soon we will learn whether he can still trigger their decency. He can still trigger their decency. Still? When has he ever triggered MAGA's decency? Tom Nichols? If there is any to be found. There is none to be found. So if there is a bright spot from the angry individual that is currently running my brain, there will be pain on the part of these idiots who voted for Donald Trump. Little schadenfreude might be just what ailed you, to fix what ailed you. I'd love to know what you think. Where are you? You're obviously here. So you're in for the fight, that's fine. But where are you emotionally? Take care of yourself.
Okay, as he mentioned earlier in the video, and I performed a quick check on the country's unemployment rate and inflation on 7 November. Maybe the facts can penetrate the thick skulls of the Trump idiots. But the link to Chat GTP is in my comment section under this video. Compare this data to the data presented in 4 years. There's no doubt that the numbers will be much worse 4 years from now. Like I said earlier, life as you know it is about to end once the idiot goes into the White House. From now on, I'm going to call it the Nut House, because that reality TV show I thought was canceled for good. And stand by, because it's just going to be another fucking reality TV show with Trump in the White House, wanting to blast his freaking his orange face all over the planet. Thank you for watching.